Welcome back to Small Caps. My name is Jess Holland, and today I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing an extraordinary woman, Miss Rita Brooks. Rita is the executive chair of Tambourah Metals. The ticker code is TMB. Welcome, Rita. It's great to have you.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for your time, Jess.
So let's just delve straight in. So Tambourah just recently raised $2.5 million in a placement. Can you elaborate on that for our audience, and also, what the investor response was?
We're very happy to start working with Bell Potter, and they, through their network, reached out to shareholders who wanted to participate and join Tambourah. Our main focus now is lithium exploration. We have good, strong gold, advanced gold projects, but in fact, a lot of our work now seems to be focusing in the Pilbara and more particularly on the areas with lithium exploration targets. So we raised the money to particularly go drilling there, and so we've been working on a budget to sort of plan that we can drill some of our new projects as well as some of our existing ones.
Okay, fantastic, Rita. And so the company also launched an SPP. Can you tell us how the SPP kind of aligns with the company's fundraising goals?
It was really important to give the existing shareholders a chance to participate, as well as introducing new shareholders from Bell. And as a result of that, the SPP was sent to existing shareholders. And so that will close today. And then we'll be, we're actually, if you're going to release this tomorrow, you'll edit this, we've signed up a driller to start work. So the drill contracts have been signed, and then we're ready to go with getting the drill rig on the ground. And that's really getting the results of that. Our guys have been on the ground in the last 2 weeks in particular, Shaw River and Tambourah North and Tambourah. And the reason is that Shaw River is existing historical tin and alluvial tantalum with niobium. None of this has ever been drilled. It's extensive tin workings, and the tin tantalum lithium sort of combination. There's extensive pegmatites, there's tailings there. So we're going to actually be planning quite a strong drill program. We're already permitted there as well. So our first target is getting on the ground at Tambourah. So we've got gold and lithium. It's a very Pilbara lookalike. Gold is at Linus next door with Kairos, right next door, hundreds of metres just from the Pilbara mine. And so Tambourah has gold and pegmatites, but we haven't targeted or drilled for lithium, but we're looking at those targets now.
Okay, brilliant. So now just taking a little bit of a step back. So, for the reason why you did the capital raise in the SPP in the first place, can you explain to our audience the significance of the 1% lithium oxide grade assays that you found at your Russian Jack project?
Yes. At Russian Jack, the area, it's over 600 square kilometres, and we added on with Haystack Well, there is no lithium in sampling. So tin and tantalum, again, alluvial workings to around that whole project. This area has never been drilled. There's extensive pegmatites that we've noticed with our hyperspectral work, and then we've actually had CSiro reviewing that work in order to do some research and development on how do you target these large underexplored areas. Where do you go to actually define what will be a significant producing spodumene lithium producing pegmatites? So when we've been on the ground, we've actually found a 1% lithium on the surface, and often lithium will dissipate. So you may get other pathfinder elements, but in this case, a 1% on the surface means that some of those pegmatites in that region are fertile. And so we'll be going back, working with CSiro to define that map area, and then we'll be doing the follow-up work for drilling.
Okay, brilliant. And so now, can you let us know what sort of the key objectives are for the capital that you've just raised and the SPP that's just about to be closed off, and
Yes.
particularly regarding your Tambourah and your Shore River projects?
In particular, at Tambourah, where we're drilling, it's lithium in pegmatites is to the north. Our neighbours have located several lithium, and one of the projects that we recently purchased is called Tambourah North, and that is there's 1% and there was a 2% lithium from the previous drilling. So we'll be looking at that and defining new drill targets. At Shore River, we have drill targets that we have identified, and then we'll be following that on. But first target is Tambourah with gold. We've had up to 9 grams in 8 metres. We've got some significant numbers there. We've applied for mining leases. This is an advanced gold project, but as you can see, when you're looking at a lot of these discoveries, you've got azure looking for nickel, and then the pegmatites are found and they drill at depth. So we're anticipating that there may be we've located some pegmatites on the surface, but they've never been drilled. So that will be followed up at the same time that we're drilling at Tambourah as well. So that was the budget there. So getting that additional funding means that we can drill more holes. We can actually be more aggressive in our targeting and actually follow up with a bigger budget than we would have been restricted to if we hadn't done the raising. So new shareholders coming in are looking at the extensive work that the likes of Azure have done in order to achieve big wide pegmatites at depth. And so diamond drilling, which is more expensive, we'll be following up with diamond drilling after we complete this first RC drilling program.
That's fantastic. Now, Rita, you mentioned your partnership with CSiro. Can you explain to our audience, what that partnership will assist with in terms of your exploration goals?
We want to fast track looking at these large areas in order to investigate what the exploration potential is. If you have pegmatites, sometimes they're not fertile, they don't contain lithium, spodumene-bearing pegmatites. So in order to review a lot of the work, we have to start from the ground up. And so the hyperspectral data can pinpoint mica on the surface, and so therefore going out and looking at these areas. On 3 areas, we've got 1% to the north, we had some lithium spodumene at 2 other areas, and the recent haystack well has got tantalum, alluvial tantalum, and lithium-bearing spodumene in the surface. Some of the surface were elevated lithium, so we'll be going back there, and that's one of our target areas. So the model that CSiro are working with is to see if they can use machine learning and knowledge and results from groundwork to actually pinpoint and target areas that would have more exploration potential. And so it's a very new area. It's a lot of research and development, but it's great to be able to work with them in machine learning to accelerate this information.
Wow, that just sounds like, very pioneering kind of advanced technology being used by Tambourah. That's fantastic. So now shifting over to the team. So Tambourah just recently welcomed a brand new board member in Wayne Richards. So can you tell our audience about, what that strategy is over there?
Ralph Krieg started as CEO, and he came from Bald Hill Exploration Development for lithium mining, an existing lithium miner. And so he was excited to move into Tambourah because of our large exploration undeveloped portfolio. And to accelerate that, Wayne Richards has joined as a non-exec director, but he is working with us because he has lithium experience in his previous company. He's developed and worked in hard rock mining, and he's developed extensive connections with developing projects from the ground up. And once we start drilling, we do need that expertise of how do we get it to market, what have we got. Just for a context, Russian Jack project is equivalent to 9 Pilgangoras in area size. So that's, if you can think about the amount of area that we have, it was totally underdeveloped. It's never been explored for pegmatites. In sporadic areas, there's some tin and tantalum workings, but to fast track that, we're using the CSiro machine learning and our data to actually target. And Wayne's got some great corporate experience as well, which we're very lucky to have him join the board.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got the technical and the corporate experience coming from Wayne, which is just fantastic.
Yes.
Now moving over to kind of like the corporate strategy, can you elaborate on the recently acquired lithium portfolio from Minrex Resources, and also Tambourah's strategic Chilean partnership as well? I'm not going to try to pronounce that name.
It's QM.
That's QM, right? Yes, of course.
So I just go to the Minrex deal. We started talking in April. We're neighbours with them in the area, and they had some projects that they were going overseas to review other projects, and this didn't fit their portfolio. But because we're the neighbours, it turned out that we were able to purchase those properties that they were not going to work with. And lucky for them, they actually got some shares in the issue as well, in the purchase, which they did very well. I think we had a good share run, and so they're very happy with their investment in Tambourah. And as a result, we are delighted. I'm looking forward by this week, we should have the results of our initial sampling at Shaw River. And so that strategy will be that we can, while we're drilling at Tambourah, before we head off to Russian Jack to do permitting, we will be drilling at Shaw River as our next target area. So it does actually work we're within 30 minutes of each other, of those areas. And so the development and drilling of those areas has never happened in the last 30 years. So we're looking forward to working on those projects. At Kundina to the south, Minrex did do some work. There is some lithium potential, and there's also rare earth potential. We haven't started work on that area, but yeah, we've expanded our portfolio. We would be the largest tenement holder for lithium pegmatites in the Pilbara.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so now, as Tambourah sort of transitions from explorer to potential developer,
yes,
can you elaborate on the company's kind of strategic direction evolving? How do you see it evolving under the influence of this new team and this new capital injection in the company?
I think the new partnership with SQM showed that was evidence that the work that we have been doing for the last 2 years since listing has been noticed by companies that are significant in the lithium space, and that we have the potential. So they're looking for lithium, and they're doing the earn-in with Tambourah at our Julimar project. We're looking for nickel PGEs there. However, there is a development to start looking for and examining previous records and new data that they could be potential hosts for big lithium-bearing pegmatites. So watch this space.
Fantastic. And Rita, just final question. Can you just give our audience sort of 2 or 3 key takeaways as to why Tambourah Metals is an attractive investment opportunity for them?
I think as an investment opportunity, the SQM deal shows that we are a worthy explorer, and we're with CSiro, we have good partnerships. We've got strong research and development to actually look for untapped lithium-bearing spodumene pegmatites in the Pilbara. We're the largest landholder there of potential upside, and we're ready to go drilling. So I think the results will speak for themselves, and having raised the money, we're looking forward to bringing you strong news flow in the next couple of months.
Well, I'm looking very forward to keeping a keen eye on the company. Thank you so much, Rita, for joining us, and I really look forward to having you back on the show again.
Thanks, Jess. Nice talking to you. Bye.